again, it's Meg, and today we're going to talk about plant anatomy. I know it might sound like kind of a dry topic, but trust me when I say it's incredibly helpful when trying to identify different species of plants. I'm going to show some close-ups of this guy to help you see what we're talking about, and hopefully by the end you'll be an expert on all the common language. The plant we're going to be using today for our example is Yaupon, and I selected it because it's fairly basic in its anatomy and should serve as a really clear example for a lot of plant components. So Yaupon has simple leaves, meaning that they have one blade just like this. When looking at the actual components that make up this blade, there is the margin, that would be what you would refer to as the side of the leaf here, and in the center you have the midrib, which is the lighter green portion of this leaf. And then I'm not sure if you can see it too crisply, but off of the midrib there are veins that run out to the side like this. This little guy right here, this is called the petiole. It's not a stem, it's the portion that connects the base of the blade to the actual stem of the plant, running up like that. When you look on identification guides, they often reference these different anatomical components of the leaf because they look different from leaf to leaf on plant to plant. Secondly, the next thing to look at when looking at a plant is to notice its leaf arrangement. So, attaching the petiole to the stem here is a portion called the node, and the node is where it joints right here. And when you look at Yaupon specifically, its leaf arrangement is alternating, meaning that the location of the nodes and leaves are opposite and alternating to each other. They're not side by side, but in fact there is space from each side to the next, going all the way up the leaf. Hopefully you can see that okay. The next thing we're going to look at is the vein structure of the leaf. So there's a couple of different ways that the veins will actually branch out from the midrib here, and this one specifically has a reticulated type pattern, meaning that it branches out and then it branches out a little bit again and then a little bit again from each of these. I'm not sure if you can see it too well in this lighting, but reticulated is the pattern we have here. The last thing I found to be very helpful when identifying plants is to look at the plant in like a big picture type way, because there are a lot of plants that look quite similar. However, whenever you're able to step back and look at how they grow and their coloration and the thickness of their stems and their leaves, it really does help overall to recognize one individual from another. I think that Yaupon, for example, looks quite similar to Chinese privet upon first glance, but if you actually take into consideration how it's growing and the way its leaves are arranged, they're quite different. So good luck out there, and I hope you learned something today.